Good morning, happy Friday. This is the 20th day of September 2024 and it is 65 degrees. I know yesterday when I put up the video I had the fan going full blast. I need to learn to cut that thing off or bring my microphone and get it and start using it. I'm so sorry. I know that gets on people's nerves, but luckily the video was short and sweet. So I don't really have anything to talk about today. You know, I keep thinking I need to talk about this or that or whatever. So I'm just going to talk. Now, the mornings I seem to be doing better mentally, but now it's the evenings that I'm not doing so well. It was good that I had Blind Views live last night to mention. Then the truck race was on and I could kind of listen to that. Of course, I went to sleep during it and then I woke up when it was over. Because you get used to that sound of the cars going around and it's kind of soothing, and then it's gone and you wake up. It's just the way it is. So like I said, the evenings I'm not doing too well, and you know, maybe that's why I think maybe I do need to join the gym, but I think I'll just start walking a little bit. You know, Dave mentioned walking up at the lake some, but you know, he wants to go. I mean, either he's going to have to get up when I get off work or he's going to have to quit going to bed so early, or laying down. Let's put it this way, laying down and going to sleep so early. And then he wakes up at 9 o'clock ready to go. You know, that's just the way, you know, we have a different schedule, I guess. And he's always been a morning person. And I used to be a morning person, but I'm not anymore. I don't know what kind of person I am. I don't know. Anyway, I do want to ride somewhere tomorrow. I don't know where yet. I need to shred some papers and all that good stuff. So anyway, my weekend is, you know, going to be doing that. And we, you know, like I say, we'll go a little day trip. We've got the Dixie, I'm sorry, it's no longer the Dixie Classic Fair. They had to rename it to the Carolina Classic Fair. We've got that coming up. We've got several festivals coming up. There is one this weekend, but I just don't want to. It's up in Sparta. We did go to it one year. It's their Mountain Heritage Festival, but I am not a fan of that road that goes up there. If Dave would drive it, then I might consider going. But if he won't drive it, then we're not going. I just don't like that road. I don't know why. Now, I could go the 21 route. It's a little further, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, mileage-wise, it's probably further, but it's time-wise, it might be about the same, because the other road is just so daggone curvy. I get to get my own parking place. I've not had this parking place in probably over a year. Wow. This used to be my place. My place. So they're moving. Evidently, somebody said they were closing the parking lot on the other side. So if that's the case, next week's going to be a madhouse over here. I mean, right when we get where it's not an issue to find a parking place, they do something crazy. I don't get it. I know y'all love it when I say I don't get it. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about Tim. I'm not going to try to make this video long. 4 minutes. All right. Dave says they're there. He had to take his mom and dad somewhere today. All right. Let's talk about the supposed breakup. I still say it's a break. I don't believe it's a breakup. You know, many people doubted that they ever broke up to start with. You know, last year, I do believe they were for a short time. I don't believe it was as long as we thought it was, but I do believe they did break up for a short time. He's hinting going west. I don't know if that means he's taking the cramper, crusher, whatever it is, or if he's just going to drive. I know one time he said he was going to fly, but I don't think he's ever flown before, and he's just not the type, I believe, that could fly by themselves. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We all have our fears. So don't take that I mean that bad. But he just doesn't seem the type that wants to fly by himself. Men, women, whoever, have fears of flying. I don't fear flying, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like sitting at the airport waiting. I don't like going through all the lines. I don't like having to watch everybody around me to see if I see anything suspicious. I just don't like any of that. I don't like to worry about, is somebody next to me sick? You know, I just don't like that. I'd rather be in my car. Okay. So Tammy evidently got mad or decided she'd had enough. And, you know, there's been several people talking about speculating about her former husband's accident. Now, you know, you listen to all the speculation to begin with, and I'm not going to say that I'm innocent in all this, but I really never thought that her or Tim ever had anything to do with this accident. Just didn't think it. You know, now it's something to get on camera and speculate. You know, everybody speculates. We all have this fascination with crime nowadays. I mean, as far as mysteries. And I understand why people went there, because it just made it that much more, you know, it's just like with everything that I mean, anytime there's a case where there could be a suspicion or it's an accident, it's a really out of this world accident, you just don't, you want, because of the law and orders and, you know, CSI and all that stuff, our mind just goes places. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying everybody does it. And, you know, anyway, she'd had enough. And for some reason, some people couldn't see this comment and some people could. Well, somebody sent me this, so I have it here. Now, she says I'm not going to read it word for word, but she says the Ring, there's 5 neighbors who have it on their Ring camera. Now, when I looked at that area online, I didn't see how every house around there, and it could be there's some across the street that I don't see that may have it. I don't know. And I said all along, I felt there were cameras that had the accident on there. So if there was any kind of person of interest, they would have known it. And, you know, she goes into saying that, talking about the children had to go over there and see him, you know, on the ground and all that stuff. And that is something to think about that I don't think anybody really thought about. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. So, you know, I feel for her on that. And, I'm glad that I never went into any dark detail. I may have kind of insinuated something, but it was just me talking. And, you know, she goes into saying that that's what Tim does. He just talks out loud. He thinks out loud. I don't know if she says that exactly, but that's kind of what I think she meant. He thinks out loud when he's on camera. And I think anybody that is point and click, not point and click, but click and upload, whatever you want to call it, without really editing, I think that is the case. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Now, she goes on and talks about that, you know, that because it says you need to understand what doxing and fraud are, sharing what Tim says out of his own mouth, sharing information that is available to anyone who looks for it online. That's not fraud, doxing, or defamation. Well, this is what somebody wrote to Tammy. And anyway, she goes into that lady that gave them the inexpensive cruises that Darling talked about, or they could, you know, I don't know the whole story. I just know what I've seen and read. She goes in to say that this woman, this is what, and I'm not saying that, let me just put it this way. I'm not crying about anything. So anybody says that I'm on here crying, I'm not. The only thing I'll cry about is my mom. I'm not on here, or my cat, or Dave. I'm not here crying about somebody body shaming me. But this is what caught me, because there's other ways to describe people. It was very telling that you didn't like the woman who gifted you a cruise, since you felt it was necessary to describe her as eavesdropping and heavyset. So if you didn't like them, why accept something from them? At the very least, that's disingenuous. Could also be described as grifting. And since you enjoyed the benefit, that you too were the grifter. Well, I kind of understand that, but I know that she's going along with the story, and I don't know why that thing is doing that, but I guess because it's whoever was replying to this comment. 5 months ago, you came on this channel saying you wanted nothing to do with Tim. Like the life you were living, and it wasn't you. And here, well, it may not be. I don't know. I don't know who this is. Honey, I used to feel sorry for you. I thought maybe, just maybe, you were the victim of a narcissist. That you had finally gotten wise and got away from him. But retract those thoughts. Who held the camera for him as he did his Social Security grift? Who sat next to him in the car when he spun all that? S-H-I-T. Did you ever once say to him, you know, you aren't... He can spout all you want to at 62, but, retire at 62, but don't tell somebody to do it. Don't tell somebody to do it. He doesn't, I don't know if he actually says, retire at 62, but I know he says, get your check. And don't let that the government's going to take your money away. That's the part he needs to stop. And I've always said he always needs to leave a disclosure at the beginning of the video. Now, I know that some people don't believe in disclosures, but I still say you need to do it. You need to do it. It says, okay, they talk about that her and Dwayne grew apart. They separated whatever, you know what I mean. And that, but they decided they wouldn't divorce. Whatever reason. Lots of people decide not to divorce. Maybe it's a religion thing. It wasn't a religion thing with them. So let me make that clear. I know that it wasn't a religion thing with them. But they decided not to. Hey. Okay, so you say you never said it was a Christian channel. BS. You knew he was standing at the pulpit. So you're saying since you aren't religious, it doesn't matter. It does now make sense why he didn't do his devotionals when you were around. And I've always said that. She's not a religious person. What I said was she wasn't a religious person, or she knew it was a grift, farce, being a hypocrite, because he don't really live the life. Now, I'm just saying that's just my opinion. I don't know if he lives the life or not. I'm not around him. I don't know him. He keeps saying we don't know him. I don't know him. I just know what he portrays on the tube. Okay. Then he talked, this person responds, I know you weren't aware that he recruited Tom to leave nasty threatening messages to a woman. Did you hear those messages? I did, all of them. They were creepy and scary. Tim, making sure his hands didn't get dirty, put someone else in a position where they would be prosecuted for harassment. That's okay with you? Did you laugh about it with your buddy Joan? I don't know who Joan is, sorry. I guess that's Tom's wife. I don't know. I don't know all these people. Sorry. You seem to enjoy laughing at Tim's horrible behavior in my little part of the world. And she's talking about now when they were on the cruise and, the woman was giving the massage and then Tim went off the deep end because he wasn't going to pay for it. And she just kind of let it go on. And that's where I kind of draw the line. She should have never let that go on. She could have nipped it in the bud, said, I'll pay you, or, he's going to pay you, don't worry about it. And, make him pay you. But anyway, all I'm saying is that, and I know I say that a lot too, but anyway, she is on a break from Tim. And I think Tim's going out west, whether it's permanent or not, we'll see. I really hope for Tammy, and I know that she may not watch this video, but I really hope for her that she steps back and just realizes that he's not, the way he portrays himself is not what she needs in her life. They seem to have very little in common, And when I say very little, I mean, okay, let's talk about food. She don't like Mexican. He does. He loves it. And I know that's neither here nor there, but I mean, that's just something. And she doesn't want to be on camera. And I know he can keep her off camera, but her walking in front of him or behind him, she's still on camera. And that's just not, I mean, if he don't want to put, or if she says don't put me on camera, it means don't put me on camera. Whether I'm in front of you, behind you, whatever. She can walk right here to the side, or she can be on up ahead, or don't film when you're with her. Hey, that's it. Don't film when you're with her. All right, I gotta shut up. I gotta go. Love you. Bye.